Here's a business rule. Anyone who spends over $100 is a VIP. 10 words. And any AI you can name will turn that into working software this afternoon. Getting it built is the easy part now. The harder question, though, is what happens to those 10 words next? Basically, you start by explaining the business to an AI. You go back and forth a few times, it writes some code, and somewhere in there, those 10 words stop being just one sentence, and instead, the idea starts to replicate and morph. They are still in there, somewhere. But where exactly? In a traditional project, they tend to scatter. One copy in that chat transcript you will likely never find again. One baked into backend code, one in the API and security layer, one in the front end, and one or two rederived in SQL. On every and any page that deals with VIP customers. 5 copies in 5 dialects, often written by 5 slightly different authors. All of them cost tokens, and all of them have to keep agreeing with each other forever. In an effortless project, though, those 10 words go exactly one place, a rulebook with just one line. Is VIP is true when total sales is over $100? That is the whole rule. Grace Hopper has 150 in sales, so she gets a star. Alan Turing has only 90, so he does not. One file, and then it stops moving. The moment that file exists, 2 commands do the rest. First, we run Effortless init, which allows us to install Effortless tools into the project, like this. To install the Effortless rulebook editor. That's the whole setup. And now, watch what shows up without spending another token. A working backend, assembling itself. Watch the 4 pieces come up, the DB, API, and admin portal, and this status page narrating its own build. 7 steps light up in turn. Designing the database, generating the API, building the portal, and generating documentation. Every step reads the same rulebook. So nobody needs to write any of it by hand, token by token. This is what the plain language documentation of every rule looks like. It is written in English. We scroll down and there it is. A customer is considered a VIP when total sales is greater than $100. And then the same rule in German, in French and Japanese, and 6 more. All 10 languages generated from the same place. The docs can never drift from the rule, because they are a direct projection of it. And less than 2 minutes in, and we have an actual running admin portal that allows us to fully edit all of the rules. Like, there's ACME LLC's customer list, Grace Hopper, with $150 in sales. And yes, VIP is true, but remember Alan Turing, he only has 90, so his flag is false. And notice the VIP column is labeled calculated. It's read-only and can't be changed because the database owns that answer. Now, we can export the whole thing as a literal spreadsheet, not a snapshot, but a live document where the VIP column comes out as a real formula. And notice the upload box, sitting right next to the download. It's there because round trips are expected here. So we send this file to the person who owns the rule. And off screen, in their world, they open it, they make their change, and they send it back. And here it comes, back in through that same upload path. They decided $100 was too low, and that VIP status should mean at least 200. So watch the formula bar. The 100 becomes 200, and that is the whole edit. One cell in a spreadsheet holding a real business rule. Before we upload anything, we can test the new rule right here in the sheet. Row 2 holds the live formula. Grace Hopper sits at 150, Claude Shannon at 120. Both still say true. Under the new $200 bar, both of those should flip to false. So we double-click the corner of the cell, the formula fills down the column, and there it is. 2 trues just became false. The spreadsheet is the first place the new rule proves itself. Now we save the file and drop it on the upload box, and in the repository the diff is 1 line, exactly the decision they made. The moment that upload lands, the editor notices the rule changed and offers to rebuild. It never touches anything without asking. We say yes. And the same 7 steps you watched earlier run again, top to bottom, in seconds. And back in the app, there is the proof. The same 2 stars we just watched flip in the spreadsheet are gone. Grace Hopper and Claude Shannon don't clear the $200 bar anymore. Postgres reached the same conclusion Excel did. The database, the API, the app, and the docs in all 10 languages agree again, and nobody updated any of them by hand. So let's add it up. We got a working backend and API, a running admin portal with a fully functional implementation of all business rules, a place to validate any rule, cradle to grave, documentation in 10 languages, a spreadsheet round trip a non-technical owner can drive, and a rule change that propagated everywhere in one pass. And none of that was written by an LLM, so almost none of it cost tokens. The only spend was on the rulebook itself. And the rulebook is one small JSON file, with a 1-line diff in this case. Let's look at where the money usually goes. The backend, the database, the API, security, documentation, testing. That stack is the most expensive part of most builds, and it's the part that ages the worst. Cross it all off. Here, in this Effortless project, it landed for almost nothing. What's left is what the user actually sees and touches. The user experience itself. Part 2 is that build. Join us to see how this plays out in practice. Thank you, as always, for joining us on this Effortless experience. Your rulebooks are waiting at effortlessapi.com.